When you travel to a foreign country for the first time, it can be a daunting experience. You understand the local language well, and you often don't understand the culture and traditions of the locals. Some countries have the weirdest social customs that will weird you out as a first-time traveler. In this video, we take a look at the weirdest and most absurd social norms. So, if you happen to be traveling to these countries in the future, you'll have a better idea of the local culture and social customs. Let's dive right in. Kissing in France. Many might disagree with France being among the most romantic countries in the world, but this is not true. Latin American and Romance cultures share the common custom of kissing both close loved ones and new acquaintances on the cheek as a form of salutation. Yet, the French seem to take this to a whole new level with the number of nuances involved in their kissing rituals. For one, the rules vary for men and women. Secondly, the number of kisses required to complete the greeting changes from region to region. What's more is that French people are expected to greet each person at a party or gathering upon arrival, whether they know the attendees or not. This is only a brief overview of the customary kissing practices in France. The French can be pretty romantic and hospitable. Of course, you won't experience this in the big cities often, but it's very common among the locals. Pointing with lips in Nicaragua. While gestures of the hand are often subject to customary variation across cultures, few can claim this phenomenon extends to contortions of the mouth. In Nicaragua, it is common to point with the lips instead of the thumb or index finger like the majority of the world. Wondering just how exactly a person points with their lips? It all starts by puckering up. Once a Nika has its duck face on, it can direct its lips forward or side to side to indicate what it is they'd like to point out. The lip point is typically used in conversation to indicate something that is happening nearby. Spitting on the bride at weddings in Greece. Spitting on the bride as a practice was popularized thanks to the 2002 film My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Also, spitting in Greek culture is a kind of good luck charm that is supposed to help ward off the devil. Today, the custom typically doesn't involve guests hawking loogies at the newlywed bride. Instead, it has evolved into a more symbolic act where guests mainly forcefully utter "ftu ftu ftau." Greeks do this on other special occasions too, including baptisms, to acknowledge the beauty and good health of the baby. Spitting can even be done as a superstitious measure to ward off evil during regular conversation. Hanging out in cemeteries in Denmark. While cemeteries are the sites of spooky lore in many countries, this is not so much the case in the ever-so-secular Denmark. Many people might prefer to hang out in parks, but the Danes find it easier to convert their cemeteries into areas for socializing, rather pragmatic use of space we might add. These cemeteries are well manicured and teeming with locals when the weather finally begins to warm up. Assistens Kierkegaard in the country's capital, Copenhagen, provides a perfect example. Plus, you'll be hanging out in great company as many famed Danes are buried here, including Hans Christian Andersen, kneeling or lying prostrate as a greeting in Nigeria. For members of the Yoruba people, an ethnic group that largely resides in Nigeria, greeting rituals are taken quite seriously. This is especially true with greeting elders. When an adult approaches, Yoruba youths are expected to drop to their knees in greeting. More specifically, women kneel when greeting, and men typically lie prostrate. These gestures are a sign of respect and deference for the elders of the community. Slurping in Japan. Most societies around the world have rules about table etiquette. In Western cultures, noisily consuming food is considered rude. In Japan, however, making slurping sounds while eating has an entirely different meaning. This might have something to do with the fact that in Western countries, noodles are properly consumed by twirling them on a spoon before putting them in the mouth. Meanwhile, the Japanese simply slurp up their noodles without contorting them first, an act that is naturally noisier than the former. Making slurping sounds when eating noodles in Japan is a way of indicating that you're really enjoying them. Some scientists even argue slurping invites air into the palate and actually enhances the noodle's flavor. These were quite a few weird social customs from around the world. Which one among these surprises you the most? Let us know in the comments below. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed watching this video, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you can see our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.